Nile River, a vital lifeline for ancient Egypt, has a history that stretches back thousands of years. Around 12,500 years ago, the Nile River system closely resembled its present-day form. Unlike other continents that experienced significant sea level rise, Africa, including the Nile region, was less affected. The most dramatic impact of rising sea levels occurred around Indonesia and Malaysia, known as the Sunda Shelf, which submerged a continent-sized landmass. Ancient maps depict this area as it appeared during the Ice Age. In contrast, Africa's continental shelves are shallow and limited, resulting in a lesser loss of land. The Nile River system remained largely unchanged, while the Sahara Desert transformed into a green and fertile landscape. This period coincides with the theories of Dr. Robert Schoch, who proposes that the erosion patterns on the temples and the Sphinx at Giza are indicative of prolonged water erosion. Indeed, the last time such extensive water erosion occurred in the Nile Valley was during a climatic event known as the Younger Dryas. This period, approximately 12,900 to 11,700 years ago, was marked by exceptionally heavy rainfall in Africa. The erosion caused by these intense rains poses an intriguing enigma regarding the Great Sphinx. It is important to note that this water erosion does not suggest a catastrophic flood, but rather a prolonged period of increased rainfall and subsequent erosion. Dr. Robert Schoch's research on the Sphinx challenges the mainstream view of its age and origin. He proposes that the Sphinx is significantly older than traditionally believed, dating back to a time when the Nile Valley experienced abundant water flow and lush vegetation. The weathering patterns on the Sphinx's body and surrounding structures suggest exposure to prolonged water action, contrary to the prevailing notion that the erosion resulted from wind and desert sand. The implications of Schoch's theory extend beyond the age of the Sphinx. They suggest a paradigm shift in our understanding of the ancient Egyptian civilization and its relationship with the environment. If the Sphinx indeed predates the commonly accepted timeline, it would mean that there was an advanced culture capable of monumental construction much earlier than previously acknowledged. However, it is essential to acknowledge that Schoch's theories have sparked considerable debate within the scientific community. Not all experts agree with his conclusions, and further research and analysis are necessary to establish a consensus. Archaeology is a dynamic field where new discoveries and interpretations continually challenge existing frameworks. The mysteries surrounding the Nile River and ancient Egypt continue to captivate researchers and enthusiasts alike. Exploring the origins and development of this remarkable civilization requires a multidisciplinary approach incorporating archaeological evidence, geological analysis, and historical records. With ongoing investigations and advancements in scientific techniques, we can expect our understanding of ancient Egypt and its connection to the Nile to evolve, shedding new light on one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Dr. Robert Schoch presents a compelling argument supported by evidence that the weathering patterns on the Sphinx and its surrounding structures were caused by precipitation-induced weathering. This weathering, resulting from exposure to approximately 1,000 years of intense rainfall, occurred during the Younger Dryas period. This period, marked by significant rainfall, aligns with the time when such heavy rains last fell in Egypt. Dr. Schoch asserts that the Sphinx's age should be placed within this time frame, which predates the commonly accepted dating of approximately 4,500 years. He suggests that the ancient Egyptians likely found the Sphinx already created and heavily eroded, subsequently recarving its head into that of a pharaoh. The disproportional size of the head in relation to the body may be explained by this recarving process from an originally eroded lion head. Geological evidence supports the idea that the original Sphinx is more than 12,000 years old, indicating a much older origin than previously believed. Initially, when John Anthony West proposed that the Sphinx could be as old as 12,000 years, it was met with skepticism from Egyptologists. However, the discovery of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, an 11,600-year-old megalithic site, has challenged the notion that there are no comparable ancient monuments from that era. This finding lends significant credibility to Dr. Schoch's argument. It is commendable that Dr. Schoch has remained steadfast in his pursuit of truth, despite criticism from his colleagues. His commitment to the data and evidence has elevated the credibility of his argument. The erosion patterns observed on the Sphinx and the surrounding temple complex provide compelling visual evidence of the prolonged exposure to water. It is worth acknowledging the courage and integrity of Dr. Schoch and his contribution to the field of Egyptology. By challenging established beliefs and pursuing alternative theories, he has opened up new avenues for exploration and interpretation. Images showcasing the water erosion evidence on the Sphinx and its temple further emphasize the compelling nature of his findings. As research and analysis continue, it is crucial to maintain an open and inquisitive approach to understanding ancient civilizations. The debate surrounding the age and origin of the Sphinx invites further exploration, as it has the potential to reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt and the timeline of human history. Dr. Robert Schoch's findings on the erosion patterns of the Sphinx and the surrounding area provide compelling evidence of precipitation-induced weathering caused by heavy rainfall. The deep vertical fissures observed in the trench surrounding the Sphinx are indicative of this type of weathering. While the body of the Sphinx has undergone restoration, the erosion on the trench suggests a much older origin. This challenges the conventional belief that the Sphinx and its associated civilization date back only 4,500 years. Dr. Schoch argues that the civilization could potentially be as old as 20,000 years, proposing an alternative narrative to the established archaeological timeline. This raises questions about the technological capabilities and astronomical knowledge of this ancient civilization. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Have a good day.